If you're using QuickBooks Desktop and you want to do more with it, this video is for you. I've been working with QuickBooks since 2010 and Method since about 2015. I continue to work with both of these pieces of software every single day for my job, and I'd love to share what I know with you today. Here's a common QuickBooks Desktop scenario. You have your server at the office, and everyone at the office can use it just fine. But you also have perhaps an accountant or an external CFO that also needs access sometimes and they don't work on site. Additionally, you may have sales reps or people in the field that need to access data from QuickBooks, and there's not an obvious answer for how to solve this. Often, businesses are steered towards QuickBooks Online or another online accounting software, but that doesn't always work for every business. Some of the traditional solutions for this problem have been to use something called Write Networks or another type of service that will host your QuickBooks file online in a Windows environment and you can access it remotely. Write Networks and other solutions like this do have their disadvantages, such as downtime, not being able to control the software that's installed on it, like you can't usually install other programs onto that server, and just the kind of hacky nature of it all. You're still like logging into a Windows computer and using QuickBooks as if you were in front of it. Another option people will choose is a VPN, where you can connect your computer at home to the network at the office, and your computer at home will kind of think that it's at the office. In practice, this can be a slower solution and have its own pitfalls and challenges too. And finally, a lot of businesses will just opt for remote access. They'll plop some cheap computers in the office or the ones you use in the office, and you will remote into that computer as if you're just sitting in there. Again, you have to have physical hardware at the office, and ultimately you're still just accessing QuickBooks. I want to present an alternative option called Method. Now, what is Method? It's an integration with QuickBooks Desktop, also works with QuickBooks Online and Xero. Essentially, it's a CRM. It's a customer resource management tool, but it's much more than just a CRM. You can access transactions and customer data that QuickBooks has, and it's synchronized in real time. It's web and app-based, so you can use it basically on any device, anywhere you are that has internet. So let's actually look at the Method interface and see what it would look like in practice. Here's the dashboard of the Method interface. You can see all sorts of apps that come preloaded right out of the box, but the magic here is that all of this information synchronizes in real time to your QuickBooks data that already exists. Things like customers, estimates, invoices, and so on. Let's look at this from a salesperson's perspective. What do they typically need QuickBooks for? Usually things like estimates, sales orders, and invoices. Let's walk through that and see what it looks like in Method. I'm going to open up the Estimates app, and we're going to see a couple estimates that are already in there. If you synchronized Method to your QuickBooks file, you would see all of your estimates in real time as they're created in QuickBooks and all the history that you've ever had. So you can look things up very quickly here from this web interface. Let's create a new estimate to see what that process looks like. Here you can see we select the customer just like you would in QuickBooks, and then it will load a bunch of fields that look very similar to QuickBooks as well. Things like sales rep, terms and PO number, shipping billing address, and so on. Your rep will then fill out whatever it is they're trying to get a quote for. They'll put the quantities, costs in there, same thing they do in QuickBooks. Add in memos, again, same as QuickBooks. They can see the total here once it's saved. And once you click save, that'll go straight to QuickBooks, ready to be used in whatever workflow you already have. In addition to just doing normal QuickBooks transactions, you get a whole full featured CRM. So you can do things like create leads that never show up in QuickBooks until they convert to a customer. You can create a case if there's an issue that you want to solve and track. You can log activities like, hey, I just called this person and I want to write down the information, or this person just emailed me, or you can send emails straight from Method. The list goes on and on about what you can track as a CRM. And there are many other apps that help you increase sales that I'm not going to touch on in this video. So who would I recommend to try this out? Well, it's really for any company that's using QuickBooks Desktop currently and does plan on staying with it for a while. The reason is Method integrates tightly with your QuickBooks Desktop file. And if you were to change to a different accounting software like Xero, QuickBooks Online, etc., you would have to start again with your Method account or go through a migration process, which is not super easy. So make sure you plan to stick with your current company file for a while if you're going to try this out. And the other requirement I recommend is that you just need one user at least who needs access to transactions or CRM tools. But really the best way to see if this works for you is just to do a 14-day trial. You get to try out all the features, no credit card required, and see if it solves some of your problems. If you have questions during your trial, throw them in the comments. I'd love to answer them. If you liked this video and you want to try Method out, you can use my referral link in the video description. If you didn't like this video and still want to try Method, you can search for it online and get a trial directly from them. Thanks for watching.